Hi, Brad Ward, Ward's Auctions. It is March, coming up on the March 29th, 2020 auction. In amongst this whole COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, so everything's very fluid. So we're doing the Millwork shop in conjunction with the estate sale. Most of you are picking up on all of that on the website. So what we're going to do is a longer, more boring video showing each sort of aspect of the sale. So we're going to do one we're doing right now is for the Millwork shop. And then we'll do one that's completely independent for the more estate type goods, and that way, depending on what your interests are, you're not having to watch a whole video. I try to keep them short usually, even though I tend to be rambly. This time I'm going to make it on purpose longer so that we're going to be zooming in on product, tools, equipment, and so on. We're not finished lotting yet, so keep an eye on the website. We're also not finished with all the details on how to pick up. Obviously, it's not going to be a free-for-all for pickup. For the same reason we're not having a viewing or a live auction, we have to have all this separation. So we can't have just a free-for-all for pickup either. So keep an eye on the website for the most up-to-date details on that. We haven't carved it in stone yet. But it's going to include an appointment. It's going to include us pre-organizing the stuff that you're picking up into piles, maybe at the door or whatever. The point is, watch the website. So the sale is bidding right now. By the time you're watching this, it's already bidding. wardsauctions.com, links to the online bidding. If you've never done it before, it's not complicated, it's not that scary. Jump through the hoops, go through the motions. If you need help, once you've watched the tutorial that's on our website, once you have watched that and you still have questions, feel free to give us a call. We'll do our best to walk you through. Either myself or Michael will do our best to walk you through. This Millwork shop is, I'm a tool guy. This shop, the tools in here are better kept than the average, much higher than the average. There's pieces of equipment in here that are 10 years old that look like they're brand new, or 20 years old that look like they're brand new. There's stuff that's newer. So it's all, the guy was meticulous that ran the place, that owned the place, and obviously he had good staff as well. So we took most of it out of the shop, brought it here. Because of all the chaos, it just to give us better control over it. But it also means that you can't plug it in, turn it on. Everything that we're looking at on this big equipment, we turned on and tested and was working right up until the very minute we started to haul it all out of here. That includes dust collectors. That includes the double drum sander that the camera's on right now, as a matter of fact. It includes this General International thickness planer. It includes this planer joiner. All the specs are on our website. We're going to give you closer ups on the video, so just take the time to watch it, because I really want you to see the condition that everything was kept in, and that's the important thing. All the dust collectors were turned on and working. Some of them were hardwired in, and we removed them. Well, at least one of them was anyhow. I think this big white one that I have my hand on here. All in place, working. This snowblower we fired up, drove it out the building. One of the things I like about this one, Arians always does a good job of engineering. Those of you that are local and deal with the snow, look at how fast that changes direction. Not like my old one where you're cranking for 15 minutes each direction. This one you just quick crank and you're either direction. So that one was working. The only thing I think that I did not turn on, and I should have, was this unit here. The mini press was not actually turned on, but it was working in operation. It was part of their day-to-day operations, and all the different heads are there. You can look on the photographs to find the drawers filled with hinge parts and so on. That all goes with it, that whole layout. This furnace was actually bought at an auction by the owner and never used. So there's no standing saying, yeah, that one was operating fine. But I've actually used this one. The bench grinder, that's why it's plugged in. I needed to sharpen something the other day. All the bar clamps, and inside the warehouse still was the units hanging on the wall that had these hanging on the wall, being a bit repetitive there. Another dust collector. There's 4 or 5 different dust collectors in the sale. This is an older unit. This Progress, 6-inch I think, but was being, again, used in day-to-day operations in the shop. up until the minute we took it out. So that's the only one that shows a little bit of age, and that's because it does have age. Lot number 143, this Delta bandsaw. I mean, it's like brand new. It is absolutely mint condition, if you can use that term on a tool. Like there's no signs of heavy use, never mind abuse. There's not even signs of heavy use. So it's definitely worth having. And we want you to bid with confidence is the point we're trying to make here, because we can't allow you to come and kick all the tires as much as we would love to, especially viewing day. That's one of my favorite days of the sale, because it's a social event. You sit and visit. The auctions are fun too, but it's a social event. But all of these belt sanders, all in excellent condition, all been plugged in and working. So anything that's on the shelves or on the tables, plus we've marked it in the catalog, we plugged it in, gave it a quick spin, we know it's working. So you can, again, bid with confidence. And if it wasn't working, we didn't lot it. We didn't lot it and didn't put it on the tables. We have a big bin full of stuff that didn't work, and that's going to get sold as a lot. Lots of clamps, lots of hardware, lots of, again, this is the accessories to go along as a separate lot for the thickness planer, including your gauges to set the bits, and a whole bunch of bits in the cases there. So that's going to be sold as a separate lot, 158 Alpha. In this cabinet here, you'll see, again, we have a shop that's been in business for a while. You got all these tools that they buy for the installers to use, and they still have the cases, still have, all the markings on them. They're not beat up and abused. We've plugged all of this stuff in, and it's working. All have the cases, or almost all have the cases. 5 or 6 different pneumatic orbital sanders. There's 1 or 2 electric ones in the building. This laser, lot number 19 Alpha, doesn't work right now. It's probably just a dead battery, but we will take the time to try to get a battery, put that in it, and update that description on the website as well. So again, all these, even the pneumatic pieces, we hooked a hose on and fired them all up and shot a few nails. So somewhere around here there's a board with 1 million nails in it, because they've all been tested. There's a dovetail jig here that I think they sell these at Lee Valley. I mean, it still has the original box that would have been shipped with it, with the user guide. I mean, look at the condition of the box. Even the box is not abused, and the original stuff is there. So very low miles on it. Again, it's the sort of thing that you don't have to hesitate to say, yes, that is in good condition. All the combination plunge routers, or not plunge routers, but Porter cable routers with the solid and the plunge bases. 5 or 6 of those in a row. All, again, still have the original cases. Now, each one only has 1 collet on it right now. I have a little box of collets that I just found yesterday that I'm going to try and match up so that hopefully each one will have a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch. And so play with that as we go along over the next day or two. There's trimming routers, there's chop saws, there's grinders, and everything, virtually everything has been really well maintained. We're going to also show you the equipment that was in the installer van, the saws and so on that was in the installer van. So the installer van, which we'll do as a whole separate video, the 2 vans, also very well maintained. And I did get a mechanic friend of mine to come in last Sunday and do an inspection on them. And so he just did that right in our warehouse. I will put the results of that on. But the bottom line is overall very good condition. And being used right up, they're insured and registered right now. We use the cube van to move all this stuff. We use the forklift over there to load it all, our forklift to unload it all. And the installer van still had all the tools and equipment in it, which in fact, we're about ready to go show you now. The installer van, the E250 van that is also in the auction, it's all set up with the cabinetry and so on inside right now. Obviously, we're not going to take all that out. And inside, when we took it away from the Millwork shop, was still all set up with tools. So some of the tools that are in the other room that we've showed you would have been in there, plus this combination saw with this fantastic to use folding stand, portable stand. I'm not saying that these were in it, but this table saw was, again, with the folding stand. Just the bottom line is a whole bunch of stuff was in there. It was set up and working. Now then, some of this stuff, of course, was not in that van. Most of it wasn't. A couple exceptions to the This was an awesome working piece. There's 2 radial arm saws. Technically, they both rotate. That's where it ends. You know, they're not premium pieces. You know, bid on them accordingly. They're still handy to have in the garage, but they're not premium pieces. The chop saw works great. This router table has the, see if I want to get a zoom in on that, has this JESM insert for the router, and it's fitted with a router as well, which is on the description, lot number 356. You'll be able to see that. And again, working perfectly. These lift tables are awesome. It's actually not dissimilar to the one that I have at home. So that's an awesome piece. This one was also up in the rafters with the radial arm saws. So it still rotates. Not sure if all the pieces are there. There's a bolt there. But the finger, the little grippy thing that you would use to move that would normally lock in or unlock. So it would normally be easier to, it's still there, it still works, but it is broken off. So just keep that in mind. This little compressor was in a storage room there. Still runs though, it is working. This compressor was in the installer van. So this one was the one that they were using on day-to-day operations as far as running their little power tools. And then you've got this little portable almost. You take it from station to station, dust collector, little 110 volt. The bottom line is, what I'm trying to say over and over and over again, everything was really well maintained. Everything in the shop was, there was no abuse, no disrespect to tools. So those of you that understand what that means, understand what that means. And those that don't get it anyhow. So we really want you to bid with confidence. So bidding has started already, wardsauctions.com. You're going to get to the links for online bidding. Those that have never done it before, we encourage you to jump through the hoops, do what you can. Don't phone before you've tried, because then it's too difficult to try and talk you through the process. But once you've tried, watch the tutorial on our website, go through some of the motions. Then you're still having issues, then give us a call. 451-4549 is the office number. Watch the website for all the details as far as pickups and so on, because it will change up to the last minute because of our current state of the world right now. We were all going to get through this, but it's going to be a couple of months of weirdness, and then let's get back to normal. In the meantime, it's imperative that you people, I sound like Don Cherry now, follow the rules. Stay away from each other. It's as best as possible. We're sort of self-isolating at home. Here at the shop, we have the core people that are here all the time. Some of them at risk, so we don't need some of the people here getting infected. But we're sort of 95% isolated here too, other than people bringing some drop-offs that we sort of manage on a one-to-one basis. So I know it's a long, windy video. There's a reason for it, because we want you to be bidding with confidence. If there's something you say, hey, I need a picture of, I don't think you shouldn't need it for these, but if there is, I need to know so-and-so about it, send us an email and just say, hey, Brad at brad-ward.com. It's on the website as well. Say, hey, I need a picture of so-and-so, and we'll try to get that posted to the website as well. So anyhow, thanks for watching the Rambly video, and we will talk soon. Again, we'll have the forklift here for helping with the heavy stuff, so the forklift has to be one of the last things out. This is all bits of solid surface, Corian and so on. There's a tonneau cover here off something, we don't remember what. 3 sections or 4 sections of pallet racking sold as a section. As you see there, 3 uprights that are going to be just sold individually. They were obviously using it for sheet stands. We're going to take these down, get you a better look at these. These are, in fact, as an example, we've got good one side ash, good 2 sides ash on particle board. We'll get these down. We're going to sell it by the sheet. We got some brand new doors down here. We'll get like I said, we'll get these down for you so you can have a look at it. Very well taken care of shop, very clean. Very well-maintained equipment. Doesn't matter which piece it is, other than a few pieces of old stuff that we've listed as being a bit rough. These are sections of hardwood. This is all oak, except for this. I'm not 100% sure what we have in this section here, but the rest of these are oak, 9 or 10 foot sections. This is all cherry or mahogany and that sort of a thing, and that's all in this section here. These are, what are they? 2 by 2. Those are a good solid block there. All these end cuts and bits of not scrap, it's still usable material. This is all one lot, including the rack that is against the wall. Dust collector system, this was part of the built-in dust collector. The big huge table saw was here, and it was sold privately beforehand. We do have one compressor. This was actually in a different building and moved over. I'll just turn it on for you. Nice quiet piece. This one is going to be a single phase. So this is a single phase, 230 volt, 208 volt. Nice and quiet. 3-cylinder. And so that one was from another building, but here in the auction. More sections of cut off, and again, not scrap, just still usable, and the rack that it goes with. Sections of glass, all tempered, he thinks. Because he said it's probably all tempered because that's all he ever bought. So assume it's tempered. You won't be able to cut them down and buy them accordingly. This is the compressor that was mainly used in this building with the big Omega dryer. That's going to be two different lots, 148 and 148A. How do I turn it on? This thing is awesome. Now this one is a 3-phase, 208 volts. Nice and quiet, well serviced. And so that was their daily user here. Inside this cabinet is all the parts that belong to the edge bander, which is a little inset video that we've already had on the website that we'll insert in here that shows this working. And this is all hooked up. This is still plugged in. This is ready to go into business. This shop was operating up until the minute it wasn't, until we went and closed and had it not been for the oddities of our planet right now, we would have just had everything in the building and a normal viewing and all that normal auction activity, just because of the fact that we're not allowed to be around each other anymore. We're doing something different. So just bear with us. We want to do as best we can for you, though, to show you that this is all good product and that you should be bidding with confidence. So these are all accessories that go along with the edge bander. Some of the stuff is a bit more miscellaneous in nature, but tools that were used along with it. Some are sort of proprietary. Some are just you need Allen wrenches for stuff and whatever. So this is the adhesive that goes along with it. So there's a photograph of every single drawer of this inside on the website. So have a look at those as well. Up on the wall, the only thing left in the mezzanine is that it's all different patterns and so on for sinks and different jobs that were being done. Some are going to be probably a little too specific for everybody, but some are more generic. And if you don't already have one, or if you have a shop, there's some extra ones without having to go through the effort of making them. Big wall material storage on the wall here. We can, that can come down. You're going to be responsible for doing disconnects and so on of your own things, kind of. We're going to help as well. We'll have a couple of staff here, and we'll work on. Keep an eye on the website to get the latest details as far as the procedure goes, because we don't know. There's no sense putting it in the video as far as payment terms and how we're doing everything, because it changes by the minute with this COVID-19 going on. We just don't know what's happening. But the long and the short of it is no viewing, no live auction. We want to show you what we have so you can bid with confidence or bid with a knowledge of have all the facts on the table. But then ultimately you're going to have to pay. We're not going to be taking cash. Pay online, use your credit card, use your EMTs, and then you'll get invoice, paid receipt. You'll come here, there'll be people here. Other stuff is going to be picked up from our location. They're not that far apart, so it's not the end of the world. There's a rack here. The rack's going to be sold separately, and then you've got all this sheet goods in here, veneers and laminates and plastics, both opaque and clear. Everything inside here is a lot, and then the cabinet or the storage is another lot, which might be usable as it is, or it's source material. Honkin' big table saw. This is 3 lots. The big heavy-duty table saw is going to be a lot, and that's a King Canada. Now this is the original extension on for that, which was removed because of this custom build. And then there is a Delta Unifence that's being used with this. This is going to go with the saw. Now the dust collector arm is going to be another lot. Not everybody has use for it, so why force it to go with it? And then the actual layout table is another lot. So this is 3 lots you're looking at. And again, I can't fire it up because we already disconnected the power on this one. But it runs awesome. Again, this was a shop that was in use until the very day we took the keys. And so all the stuff you can buy with confidence. Along here, we left a lot of the miscellaneous in the building. We're running out of space in our place. So we just left a lot of the miscellaneous here. So there's all kinds of in blocks. This whole table, everything on top of this table is a lot. So there's crown molding and there's wood and so on. There's door jigs here for materials handling. There's workbenches. Most of them are screwed to the walls right now. They're not all identical. You can see pictures online because some have a little bit different drawer layouts. But every one of these stations, essentially, this would have been a station for a builder, and he would have had one of the big layout tables in front of him, and so that was the station, air hose, and all the rest of it. So these are all being sold individually. They're slightly different, but similar, and again, you can see pictures online. But very, very well made, and good, excellent for the workshop. Then you've got all these rolling carts, all slightly different, a little bit different shape and size, but all on casters, all with nice sizable, whether they're, roughly 3 feet by 5 feet, roughly, 2.5 feet by 5 feet, those sorts of sizes. And so again, awesome little pieces for the workshop and ready to roll. Lots more hardware. There's some of the drawer gliders and slides at our building, and there's some that are still here. We were cataloging some last minute stuff yesterday. Hardware and so on. This was a custom door for a job. Here, I'll leave that and you can get a shot of it. It was $1,500 worth. It is tall. It's an 8-foot tall door. The actual accurate dimensions are right on that unit there. Concrete line, 90-minute fire-rated door, and it was $1,500 worth. So this is worth having, and it is heavy as a house because it's concrete line. These are the hangers that were up on the wall here for the bar clamps. The bar clamps are all at our shop, at our warehouse. Again, it's only 5 minutes away from here. So again, just having a look through, you've got all this moldings and so on, just bits and stuff that were in the building. And like I said, we were running out of space. Ironically, I just bought a whole bunch of this channel retail. And you know how us auction guys, we don't like to pay retail. I bought a whole bunch of this retail recently for a specific project at our place, and then sure enough, some comes up here. So that's just the way life is. Lots of sawhorses, more pallet racking. So if you have questions, by all means give us a call. 451-4549 is our phone number, and of course everything's on the website, wardsauctions.com. We're going to show you details of all the other equipment as we go along, and again, it's an online bidding. Bidding has already started, and it's going to be closing, I think, 30 seconds at a time starting Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. So anyhow, let's go wrap it up here, and we'll show you some more stuff.